kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me. Just hold me.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Racers Elite Xfinity Series. I am Mike Taboni up in the booth. These guys are at Nashville Super Speedway getting ready to head out on track. Looks like David Davis, a newcomer to the league, is going to step out first. Last week, we had another win by Trevor McManus. That time he had to basically start from the pits, had to make up about, I don't know, 12 or so seconds, maybe a little more than that. But he has 3 wins in a row, 4 wins on the season. But he is not the points leader at the moment. Points leader is Daniel Honeycutt, Andrew Teft, Brandon Puffenbarger, all sitting up there at the top of the standings. All of them have 8 races counted. Trevor McManus only has 5, but of those 5 races, he has 4 wins. So definitely somebody to look for when they get to the chase here. Trevor McManus on track right there. Like, I jumped away from David Davis right before his qualifying time got thrown up there, which is a 31.72. Aaron Marquez up there with a 31.83. Kirby Wainscott, where did this 10 car come from? He's 31.63. Lee Campbell jumps up to the top of the board in that 14 Chevy, a 31.13. David Davis gets his second lap with the 31.46. Trevor McManus first lap, a 31:35. Kirby Wainscott comes back with a 30.82. He must have been practicing. Damon Doolittle here, 30.69 for that 18 Chevy. Trevor McManus, second lap, a 30.57, top of the board. Dennis Kane, first lap in, 31.46. See who else is left right now. Looks like Corey Crowell and Kinsley Smith. Crowell just starting. Looks like Smith is got that 15 Napa Chevy up against that wall as he makes his turn in here. We'll see how fast this first lap is. Lost it. They're coming out of 4, so probably will start towards the back of the field. Corey Crowell coming to the start finish line, coming out of 4. And his time is going to be a 31:34. Matthew Jarrett starting his first timed lap here. The Racers Elite Series or League has several different series. They have the Truck Series on Tuesday nights, the Xfinity Series here tonight, and then tomorrow night we'll be back here at Nashville Super Speedway in the next gen cars. Like Matthew Jarrett didn't get a time for that first lap. Daniel Honeycutt coming to close out his first time lap here, coming through 3. Alex Teff put up a time of 31:40 there. Yeah, get a little loose coming out of 4, still able to stay on the throttle. We'll see where this puts Honeycutt. Good enough for third at the moment, a 30:72. Garrett Larder in that Budweiser number 2 Chevy. See what he can do coming through turn 4 to close out this lap. And as we're watching him, Daniel Honeycutt just threw down the fastest lap of the race, a 30.42. Larder went 32:20. See what this last lap time is for Larder. And he improved, but he's not going to move up the board. He's still at 31:60. Andrew Teft working this 98 Ford through its paces as he gets ready to start his qualifying lap here. Coming through 3 and 4, coming to the start finish line now. A 30.75, good enough for 4th. We'll see if he can get any more pace out of that 98 machine here. Second lap, a 30.69. Just a little bit faster than Damon Doolittle here. So we got Daniel Honeycutt's going to be on the pole. He is the points leader. They do have a couple minutes left here. To wrap up the qualifying. And go through a little bit of Nashville Super Speedway. I will call it history. It is a 1.33 mile. We'll call it mostly a D-shaped oval here. 4 turns, concrete as far as the track surface. So we'll see how that affects everybody here. Banking on the turns is 14. 9 degrees on the front stretch, 6 degrees on the back. Recently just reopened back in 2021. They had run basically since 2001 through 2011. The Xfinity Series was here. Then they closed up shop, reopened in 2021, and have ran here ever since. They used to have an IndyCar series there as well from 2001 to 2008. But these guys are getting set for a battle to the chase here. We got Bristol and Kentucky left on the schedule, so next week and the week after, and then we will reset everything and go through the chase for the Cup, which includes Indianapolis, Talladega, Richmond, Phoenix, Kansas, Homestead, Iowa, Auto Club, and Texas. I'll jump on over to Thursday nights. They're going to go a couple weeks deeper into September before they start their chase. They've got their chase will begin after Talladega there. They'll start at Richmond, so you still got a couple weeks there if you're looking to get in that series. And they put on a heck of a show last night in the trucks. We'll see how that transfers over to the racing here tonight. They were at Daytona last night in the trucks for the season opener, and now they jump over to the Xfinity Series at Nashville. So here we go. Daniel Honeycutt, points leader from North Carolina, will start on the pole. Has several wins this season. Just to his outside, though, is Trevor McManus. Trevor McManus has won the last 3 races, 4 out of 5. Andrew Teft in row 2. Damon Doolittle, Kirby Wainscott, Corey Crowell, Lee Campbell, Alex Teft, Dennis Kane, Aaron Marquez, David Davis, Kinsley Smith, Matthew Jarrett, and Jarrett Larder. So that is how they're going to stack up here. Lights should be out on the pace car. Like I was saying, Daniel Honeycutt has 3 wins. Trevor McManus has 4. The only other driver with wins is Brandon Puffenbarger, and he is not here tonight. Had some pedal issues a couple times. So it looks like he elected to call it a night and not and try and get that stuff fixed before he gets back here on track. Daniel Honeycutt leads them to the green flag. Waiting on the flagman, down and away. It's a decent little run. Trevor McManus is not letting him go anywhere, though, as he stays up on the high side. 2x2 through turn 1 and 2 here. It looks like there is action in the back of the field here. Caution. Alex Teff, Dennis Kane, Kinsley Smith. Let's take a look, see what happened here. So the 41 gets a slow start. Kinsley Smith goes down to the middle to go by. So that's what first started it. The 43. Oh, the 43 just gets a little bit slower into the corner than Kinsley was expecting. Marquise go to the high side. Looks like Alex might save this here, but Kinsley goes up to the high side and they meet in the middle there. Alex Teff slides down the track. And Dennis Kane is just spinning back here. See what happened to Dennis here. So the 10 was a little slow to get going, stacked everybody up behind him. The 15 goes in and out and tries to get a little push there. Gets a little bump. The 3 bumps. The 4. The 2 into the 3, and we are definitely under caution here. Well, we'll get them stacked back up here. Looks like Trevor McManus was just in front of Daniel Honeycutt when that caution came out. They're getting stacked back up. Swap the front row inside out. Trevor McManus on the low side. Daniel Honeycutt up high. We'll see if McManus is going to be able to take advantage of having control of the restart here. Like I said, we were set for 122 laps. They have 4 sets of tires laying in the pits. Hopefully, nobody wants to use those anytime soon here. They are running, I believe, 65% fuel load, so we'll probably see a couple more pit stops than we would normally see. We'll see if these guys can make it to about a third of the way here. McManus has the button, gonna lead them down to the Geico restart zone, and he is down and away. Got a heck of a restart there. Not anything unusual for McManus there as he is driving away from Daniel Honeycutt. Honeycutt's going to have to deal with Andrew Teff down on the low side, but Honeycutt's able to clear pretty easily. Andrew Teff and Doolittle side by side battling back here for third place. Doolittle in the LA Golf number 18 making his way up into third place. Andrew Teff's holding tight in fourth. Corey Crawwell staying right where he started in fifth. Kirby Wainscott back a couple positions, but everybody's kind of bottled up here as Jarrett goes high. Larder's trying to make a pass on David Davis here. And not to be outdone is the 41 machine of Aaron Marquise. Marquise is trying to work in between the 3 and the 10 there. Just not enough speed to hold that line. Looked like that back end got just a little bit loose. And we've got Alex Teft, Kinsley Smith, Dennis Kane operating a lap down at the moment. Trevor McManus, no stranger to the front. Daniel Honeycutt, not a stranger either, as both of those guys run 30.8482s. Fastest man on the track is just behind them, though, in Andrew Teft. Andrew Teft ran the fastest lap of the race with a 30.65, so nearly 2/10 faster than the leader. Let's take a look here and see what the temperature is of this concrete surface here. Oh, not too bad. They're going to be all right. Only 83 degrees right now, and they'll cool down as this race goes on. So won't be slipping and sliding too much here. I know if you're here in the daytime and you get that heat on it, and slide a little bit, so it should grip up as they start going through their tire run here. See if what action we got on track here. Looks like Kinsley Smith trying to make up some ground after he was involved in that accident early, and Alex Teft, no stranger either, as he is trying to follow Kinsley up to lead this group. Inside outside goes Teft. Marquis staying down on the low side, slides up in front of Teft. So now they are basically single file. Teft is going to try and go low and make this pass. Jarrett Larder leading this group of three cars back here of Larder, David Davis, and Dennis Kane. Kirby Wainscott's a bit off the pace in that jockey number 10. Not really battling theirs. They're starting to get spread out, the top three anyway. Damon Doolittle is about a second back of Teft. Corey Carwell is not letting him get away either. Probably the closest battle-ish on track, as Marquis and Dennis Kane are kind of battling back and forth. Everybody's pretty well spread out. Crowell and Doolittle are battling here a little bit, but they do that. If we can take a look here. Andrew Teft has started 10 races in this series, so that's all the races that we've had. And finished top 10. All 10 of those times, 9 top 5, so definitely running pretty well. Alex Teft, 10 races, 9 top 10s. Daniel Honeycutt, 8 races, 8 top 10s, 6 top 5s. Those guys are definitely putting in the work here. Just looking at the laps, laps is always kind of a little bit funny because even the guys who have started 10 races, the laps don't always line up here. Andrew Teft has run 994 laps. Dennis Kane 925. And Alex Teft 860. Those are the 3 guys that have started all 10 races of this series. So just kind of a funny stat there. One guy who wants that yellow flag to come out is Dennis Kane. Never really got a chance to show what his car was made of as he was involved in that early incident. Oh, he's back here. He's made a few passes. He's just got 10 more to go to get his lap back. But Trevor McManus is quite a ways in front of him. McManus and Honeycutt are just logging laps out here. Andrew Teft in 3rd, Corey Carwell 4th. Matthew Jarrett and Doolittle back here as well. Take a ride aboard the LA Golf 18 Chevy here. Lee Campbell back in 7th, right where he started. Kinsley Smith able to pick up after the early race incident of tapping the back end of Alex Teft. He's up 4 spots. Alex Teft only back 1 after getting turned there. Garrett Larder up 3. Matthew Jarrett, biggest mover of the race, plus 9 positions right now. 25 laps in, less than 100 laps to go in this race tonight. As these guys are all starting to spread out, let's see if we can find anything on track. Looks like Kirby Wainscott and David Davis are back here battling a little bit. David Davis ran a heck of a race last night. Was able to hang around there for quite a while. Kirby Wainscott was running some pretty quick times there in that qualifying session there. Qualified pretty well up to 6th, but he is now backwards down 6 to 12th position here. Dennis Kane down 5. Go back up front and take a look here. Looks like these guys are still just logging laps. So while they do that, we're 30 laps in. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a moment. We'll go side by side. You won't miss anything here on Sim Racing Media of the Racers Elite Xfinity Series. Welcome back, everybody, once again to the Racers Elite Xfinity Series live on Sim Racing Media. We're working through lap 34 here. Trevor McManus is kind of putting on a clinic here. Looks like he's going to try and get past David Davis here. Davis stays high, lets the leaders go by on the bottom. Ooh, Honeycutt got a little bit loose coming off of 4 there, but they are past. They're still cruising out there, giving a huge lead as they've got over a 4-second lead to Andrew Teff back here in 3rd. Bert Crarwell has moved up into 4th. Matthew Jarrett hanging on in 5th. Lee Campbell 6th. Damon Doolittle was up towards the front when we went to break, and now he has fallen back a couple positions, currently residing P7 in that 18 Chevy. Alex Teft right where he started. Kinsley Smith back to 9th. Jarrett Larder 10th. Aaron Marquise in 11th. Kirby Wainscott 10th. We just saw David Davis getting past there, and Dennis Kane is also a lap down. McManus and Honeycutt are just out here kind of cruising. They were to split it basically in thirds. They're going to be coming down anytime after lap 40 here. Unless you can go a little bit further. Oh. Looks like Robot keeps having a little technical issue there. Just looking at my scoring. McManus is looking to pass Kirby Wainscott here. The gap between David Davis and Dennis Kane is about 6 seconds, so David Davis is trying to hang on here to the lucky dog spot, but as soon as McManus gets to Kirby Wainscott, that's going to put Wainscott in the lucky dog position. Gets to the back bumper, drops down to the... Ooh! McManus hits the apron, gets a little loose, is able to gather it back in, but Honeycutt is not able to take advantage as he has fallen too far behind. He is over a half-second back and not able to take advantage of that slight miscue there by McManus here. Andrew Teft is now 5 seconds back. Burwell still hanging on to the draft there just a little bit. Looks like David Davis is, it's like calling it a night. Looks like he had a, like he got into the wall there, so that puts Dennis Kane back into the lucky dogs. Well, it would have, but Wainscott got past there, so Wainscott is in the lucky dog. Next car up is about 2 seconds in front of McManus, and that's Aaron Marquise, and then they get to the back of the back markers there of Jarrett Larder, 21 seconds off the pace. Marquise is 29, almost 30, so we're running 31.73 lap times here as I click them off pretty quick. Honeycutt throws down and goes down pit lane, so like I was saying, they're going to split it into thirds and make 2 stops, hoping this goes green to the end. Like I said, they're going to try and make that stop around lap 40. So in at lap 42, it looks like. McManus a little loose getting in there. That's a hard transition from the concrete down to the asphalt. Looks like everybody's going to hit pit lane this time by Matthew Jarrett in, Damon Doolittle, Kinsley Smith, Marquise in as well. Burwell in. Alex Teft staying out. Probably has a couple more laps left of fuel. He'll lead this lap. Crawwell in. Looks like Teft is coming in. Kirby Wainscott will now be the only driver not to hit pit lane for the moment here. See if he's gonna make that turn down, and he will. And Trevor McManus takes over the lead once again. Trevor McManus pitted between Daniel Honeycutt, who pitted on lap 42, and Andrew Teft, who pitted on lap 44. And he was able to get out in front of Honeycutt and grow that margin to 3.3 seconds, basically. Andrew Teft is now almost 7, we'll say 8 seconds back from Honeycutt, so that margin went away, or grew too, as they're able to get up to speed a lot faster than Andrew Teft was, as he pitted on lap 44. Crowell pitted on lap 45, and he now has about a second to make up on Teft. After fresh tires, Trevor McManus's last lap is a 30.99 to Andrew Teft's 30.88. Lee Campbell also ran the 30.88, but Corey Crowell ran a 30.67 that time by. Personal best, but not the fastest lap of the race. That still remains with Andrew Teft, a 30.65, as we are 50 laps completed here. What action we got on track? Nothing really too close. Let's see what Dennis Kane is up to 12th now. Still not the lucky dog car. But the Lucky Doug car is right in front of him, and he's going to go to the outside and take this battle right to Marquise here. Kane trying to battle back as best he can after having to start in a huge deficit here. But now he is in that lucky dog position. He just needs Trevor McManus not to put anybody else a lap down. McManus, Honeycutt, Teft all have a healthy margin between all of them. Crowell is closing in on Teft, though. I think that's probably pretty much the closest battle on track. I mean, Kirby Wainscott is trying to get by Marquise here. It looks like he just messed up that corner a little bit. It looks to go down to the bottom and get out of the way. Kinsley Smith is trying to maintain position here, not trying to race either of these lap down cars. He is in 9th right at the moment. McManus is closing pretty quickly on Jarrett Larder. We'll see how that shakes out. .58 laps in. Trevor McManus has been maintaining about a 4-second lead over second place. Daniel Honeycutt's about 7.5, 8 seconds in front of. Ooh, that gap has dropped once Crowell had caught Teft. That gap is now under 7 seconds. Teft and Crowell seem to be kind of working together here to try and close that gap. We'll see if that continues to happen as this race wears on. We last saw everybody down pit road at 43-44. So we'll see if they're going to kind of stick to that plan. Got about another 20, 25 laps or so till they get to that mark. And as we are just inside halfway, we're going to take our second commercial break here for the Racers Elite Xfinity Series. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Racers Elite Xfinity Series on Sim Racing Media. It has been all Trevor McManus as his lead has stayed about 4 seconds after dealing with a couple lap cars there. Garrett Larder is now sitting in that lucky dog spot, but Kinsley Smith is in sights of McManus here, so we'll see how quick that 15 Chevy of Smith gets overtaken here by McManus. McManus has made one little mistake that I noticed on the broadcast, and that's flipping that apron a little bit, but Daniel Honeycutt was so far back it didn't matter. And after pit stops and all of the strategy that came to fruition there, McManus now has a 4 1/4 second lead. Andrew Teft back in third, about 5 seconds back. He was working pretty well with Corey Crawwell here. Crawwell has now since faded back just a little bit here. And so that line has slowed just a bit. They're still closing, but not quite as fast as when Crawwell was within 5 or 6 feet there of that back bumper of Teft. Lee Campbell running pretty well here. Matthew Jarrett up 8 spots, biggest mover of the race. Alex Teft up 1 from where he started. Damon Doolittle is down 4, but still hanging tough in this 18 Chevy as he is making his series debut. The Racers Elite Series has grown, basically almost doubled from when the race I very first called here. I believe there were 6 or 7 guys that showed up, and now we're up to 14, and these guys have put on a show every night of the week that they race, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday now. Each a different car, and they shook up the track just a little bit for that truck series, so they're not running 3 tracks of the same variety in the same week. But on Wednesday and Thursday night, they just switched the car. Track remains the same, go from Xfinity to Next Gen, so that is something you can pay attention to when they get there. Kinsley Smith trying to hold on here and just isn't going to be able to, as Trevor McManus makes pretty quick work there of that 15 Chevy. McManus now has 8 cars on the lead lap. He's got about 10 seconds or so in front of him to the next lap car, so he should have clear sailing for a while. We're getting in that 10 to 15 lap range here where we're going to probably see some pit stops. You're going to probably want to save enough just in case there might be a green-white checker at the end. So quick math going backwards, you're probably going to want to be 86 or so. So we'll see what happens here. When and who elects to come down pit lane. Kinsley Smith is already down. Going to get that 15 serviced real quick. We'll lose a couple spots on track. Trevor McManus has not put a toe out of line really today. Let's see if we can see what he's seeing from the cockpit here as he makes his way around Nashville Superspeedway. Lee Campbell in the pits as well. Doesn't really see anybody out his front window here. Jump on over on the gyro cam. See how banked these corners are. Jump on board here with the quick 72 Toyota. You can kind of see way off in the distance Trevor McManus, as Honeycutt was able to get by Larder and Campbell and all those guys as well. Campbell was in the pit, so lap 73 hit the pit lane there. I think that 72 has a little bit of damage on that right side. Looks like he might have checked that wall. Let's see if we can if maybe, I don't know if we can get a look here. Yeah, not really from those cameras. Might have to take a look when he comes down. Yeah, still not quite the right angle here. See what we can see. Yeah, a little bit of damage there to that right front, kind of crinkled the side panel. That might be why he's losing a little bit of ground to McManus. That gap is now 6 seconds. Andrew Teft is only 4.5 back. He by Jarrett Larder there. Larder kind of hanging on to the back bumper for a little bit. Going to give Andrew Teft a little help down the straightaway. That gap has been maintained at about 4.5 seconds there. Crowell by Larder as well. Damon Doolittle is the next car that McManus will probably see here. McManus and Honeycutt seem to be the more confident drivers here driving this. Sarah Smile checking in the chat. Somebody calling, she's calling for a banana peel or something to come out to back this field back up a little bit, maybe give some other drivers a chance here. Damon Doolittle into pit lane. Crowell's getting a couple shout outs in the chat as well. Imagine we're going to see some of these drivers come into pit lane pretty quickly here. Inside that 40 lap mark. We'll watch the pit show and then we'll see where that takes us. Honeycutt down pit lane. We're pitting a little early, just like last time. Let's see if we have a pit lane there. There we go. We'll see if McManus is going to come down this time or stay out. Larder in. Dennis Kane in as well. McManus Teft. McManus has a 12-second lead over Andrew Teft. McManus in. We'll see if Teft is going to stay out one more lap, and it looks like he is staying out one more lap, I would assume here by the way he's traveling. And he will. We'll see if... Nope. Like he might have led that lap, but see what happens as they go around. We've got new fastest lap of the race. Daniel Honeycutt at 30.65, one lap after he hit pit lane for those fresh tires. Teft Crowell in. They'll turn the lead over to Alex Teft on track. Like he'll lead another lap there. Aaron Marquise in. Kinsley Smith up the track. It's not a day he is he's going to want to remember here today. Teft should be coming to pit lane this time. Looks like he is. So he is down. Green flag pit stops are going to basically cycle through momentarily here. And McManus will continue to drive away from Daniel Honeycutt. Honeycutt tried to undercut him some, but all it wound up doing was increasing that gap. That gap is now 7.5 seconds between Daniel Honeycutt and Trevor McManus. Lee Campbell pitted on lap 73, so I don't know that he's going to be able to make it to the end, as everybody's made it 44, 45 laps or so. But he is currently up in P3. Andrew Teft, P4. Crowell back there just on the other side of Kinsley Smith. Trying to get back up to the back bumper of Teft here. Wayne Scott stays high, so Teft can go down to the inside. Gonna let him pass there. But this race has been all McManus from the drop of the flag. Was able to take over the lead from Daniel Honeycutt and has not looked back since. 2 green flag pit stops. And he has set sail. 30-90 that time by. Daniel Honeycutt a 31-10. Andrew Teft a 36-7. So Andrew Teft is running faster on track, but see if he's going to be able to catch him, as McManus is now dealing with a couple other lapped cars here. Like the Ford Dennis Kane is going to be put another lap down, as Matthew Jarrett is also. Matthew Jarrett has a lot more to fight for, as he is on the lead lap. He is the last car on the lead lap, but he wants to stay that way. Coming through for it. Looks like he has a pretty good drive off the corner there. Like McManus is going to try and split him, and he'll slide up in front of Kane. Down to the inside of Jarrett, and look, he's gonna be able to make that pass. Like Daniel Honeycutt had a slip up. Let's see if we can catch what happened here. Down the backstretch. See what happens as he enters turn 3 here. Gets a little loose sideways. It's back on track pretty well there. Not something you want to have happen, but he still has about a 3-second lead over Andrew Teft, as Andrew Teft goes to the inside of Lee Campbell and is going to take 3rd place away. Matthew Jarrett is battling to stay first car a lap down. He's hanging with McManus here. So there are now 5 cars on the lead lap. Just take a ride around the track here. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Racers Elite Xfinity Series. Hey, Jordan just was looking on the YouTube here. If you want to join, get a hold of Andrew Teft. You can pick him up. You can also look up Racers Elite. They're on Facebook, Grid Finder, all of that stuff. Or just get a hold of Andrew Teft or Alex or Dennis. Hensley Smith goes down to the inside. Jarrett Larder up high. Like Larder might get a little loose here. Hensley slows up. Oh, just a little bump. Oh, and then bumps him again. It looks like he stays off the track and gets rolling pretty quickly, so no caution there, but that is definitely something to look out for. Andrew Teft able to close that gap and get into P2, but Trevor McManus has got to be hoping that nobody slides anywhere they shouldn't supposed to, and tries to just run away and hide once again and win. I believe it's 4 races now. That would be 4 races in a row. He's got a 13-second lead over Andrew Teft. Andrew Teft is pulling away from Daniel Honeycutt. Honeycutt's going to try and hold on for 3rd position. He's got about a 3-second gap to Corey Crowell. Lee Campbell about 5 back. I don't know if Lee's going to be able to make it on fuel. It'll be close. They'll have to go basically 50 laps on a tank there. But everybody once again is chasing Trevor McManus. Let's see if we can find any real action on track. These guys are pretty much driving away from each other. Here's probably the closest battle on track. And it is 4 position. Damon Doolittle and Jarrett Larder. Doolittle gets by Larder pretty quickly and puts a pretty good gap. Larder's probably hurting from that slide he had earlier with Hensley Smith. Daniel Honeycutt dealing with lap cars there as well. Able to get by. If he can close in on Andrew Teft and have a battle here for 2nd. He's only 3/4 of a second behind him. And not really closing the gap, just kind of staying at a distance here. McManus is still driving away. That's the closest battle on track. Maybe Teft and Jarrett back here, but they're still 3/4 of a second or so apart. Dennis Kane trying to at least make a little bit of a bad situation. Lee Campbell, like I said, is going to have to pit, so he's down pit lane. They'll lose a couple spots there. Seven laps to go for Trevor McManus. All his spotter has got to be telling him is hit your marks. Do what you've been doing. Actually, in all honesty, his spotter is probably quiet on the radio, just letting him do his thing as he is out and away. There are now 4 cars on the lead lap. Trevor McManus, Andrew Teft, Daniel Honeycutt, and Corey Crowell here. 5 laps to go. Four to go now. And everybody is pretty well settled in where they're going to finish tonight. Barring some huge catastrophe here. Trevor McManus once again put on a clinic. Leading, I want to say basically every lap. I bet he led probably 100, I'll say 112 laps. I'll give 10 to everybody else as they as he was pitting and losing a couple positions here and there as he went down pit lane. But other than that, it's been all McManus. 3 to go, 2 to go once he gets to the start finish line, slides up in front of Larder, and now has quite a gap here to the next car in front of him. Andrew Teff out here just cruising, has a comfortable 2 1/4 second lead over the third place of Daniel Honeycutt. Honeycutt is going to be probably battling momentarily with Corey Crowell for the final podium spot. Final lap, white flag in the air. McManus coming through 1 and 2. Cruising around here. And Trevor McManus is going to go back to back to back. 5-time winner here in the Racers Elite Xfinity Series. Andrew Teft up for second. Daniel Honeycutt third. Corey Crowell round out the lead lap cars. Everybody else is just hoping for a better day next week. But I don't know that it gets any better as next week we head to Bristol. We'll let Trevor get around here. I'm sure he will burn it down once again. High Banks RC Park. Once again on the hood of this 28 machine as he brings it home to victory lane once again. Well, as he's doing that, let's see if we can get a third place finisher up here. Hey, Daniel, Mike up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. Well, that was heck of a race there. You guys ran 122 green flag laps. I noticed you tried to maybe try an undercut or try something different to catch McManus there. How was the race out there?
Well, I tried to undercut him, and he ended up beating me, had a faster pit stop and was able to get on pit road a lot faster than I was. But I tried to burn up my stuff at one point, trying to catch him, and then on that last run, I just kept getting loose off of 4. I think you probably saw me slide into the grass once, but I hit the wall a few times and gave up second to Andrew.
Yeah, I definitely saw you get loose coming out of 4. I figured that's probably a spot that was going to happen, and it looked like it wasn't just you, but it looks like you did basically everything in your power to catch this dominant driver that we've had of late. Any sponsor shout-outs or anything before we let you go?
Well, I got Twix back on my car, so maybe that'll give me a little bit more better luck. Past few weeks have been a little rough here, but I don't know. I'm trying to find ways that I can beat Trevor or at least catch him and keep up with him, but I don't know what he's doing. He has something different that I don't have, but hopefully I can keep working at it, and maybe I'll get him when it comes time for the chase.
Definitely, it's going to be one of those things that has to happen between you and Trevor and Brandon. You guys have all the victories here. It'll be a tight battle once we head to the chase.
Oh yeah.
Well, thanks for the great racing, and we'll talk to you next time maybe.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Well, since Andrew got second place, he told me talk to somebody I don't normally talk to. So let's see here. Hey, Jarrett, Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, man. Well, Andrew told me to grab anybody, so I randomly picked, and you were the guy. How was the race out there?
Oh, it was pretty good. Just trying to get used to this track. This is the first laps I ran on this. Didn't get any chance to practice this week.
Yeah, it definitely is one of the harder tracks. You got that concrete, and then, the Xfinity car in general coming around here, and been trying to keep up with Trevor's a task all in its own there.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's got this place dialed.
Yeah, I think I think next time he has to start like a lap down or something, because last week he started from the pits and still won. Tonight he was on the front row and just drove away from everybody. But for this being your first time basically here at Nashville, other than getting track time, was there anything you could have tried to do maybe a little bit differently to improve your position here?
Yeah, I think if I gave the 15 a little bit more room there at the last 20 laps, and he might not have slid up into the side of me. But other than that, maybe just roll in the corner a little bit more. Found I was using too much brake and just pushing hard on exit.
Yeah, definitely all the things you learn after you've been at the track a couple times. But from here we head to Bristol. What do you think about heading there?
Oh, I'm pumped. I love that track. I'm pretty fast at it. I just love ripping the lines on top, bottom, just everywhere at that place.
Well, I will maybe talk to you then next week. But anybody you want to shout out while I have you in here before I let you go?
Just 15 might want to watch out next weekend so you can stay off the side of my door, leaving corners. That'd be great.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you later, Jarrett.
Yeah, all right. See ya. Thanks.
All right. Let's get 5-time up here. Trevor, Mike up in the booth.
What's up, man?
Not much. So 6 starts here in the Xfinity series, and you have 5 wins. You were basically in a class all your own. How are you able to do that?
Just getting on and off pit road, I guess. I was just talking with Daniel, finding out what happened with his race. He said I was just killing him on pit road. That first, like, what is it, 43, 44 laps, I think, until we pit. He was right there the whole time, and I was like, all right, hell yeah, it's going to be a good race. He was keeping me on my toes. He was, you know, he was keeping me honest, right? So,
yeah,
it was a good race.
Yeah, it was a good race for the first half, and even the second half wasn't too bad. You guys were still within a few seconds, but that last pit stop, you basically were on and off pit road almost a full second faster than Daniel was, and then he kind of burned up his stuff just trying to keep up with that fast 28 Chevy you had.
Yeah. High Banks RC Park, the Indy Autosport, they gave me a fast one today. I didn't think when he got the pole, I thought he was gonna be harder to beat than that. I think that caution kind of messed us up at the beginning there. I was out a little bit. I didn't feel like I had to lead, but I guess I did. So after that, it was just put your head down.
Yeah, after that, you were just once you were able to control that restart, you were just gone. But 4 wins in a row. So from here, we head to Bristol. What are you thinking when you go there?
I love Bristol. Daniel said that he's got my number at Bristol, so I hope he does. But we'll see, right?
Yeah, definitely. I told him between you and him and Brandon Puffenbarger, you guys have had all the wins here in this Xfinity series. So we'll see if anybody's gonna try and take a chance and try and get the win next week. But any other shout outs, thank yous, or sponsors you want to give before I let you go?
Yeah, thank you to you, the broadcast, my wife, my daughter, Lily. I hope she's watching. I drove my ass off for her. Thank you to the men and women that serve for our military, all of our first responders. Thank you to everybody who supported me. And thank you to the league for putting this on. I'm having a ton of fun. Not just because I'm winning, it's a great group of tracks. It's a really fun car to drive, and it's a really clean atmosphere to race in. So hopefully we can go to Bristol, give a good show. It's one of my favorite tracks. I'm really good there, so I hope Daniel challenges and Brandon comes back. I don't know what's going on. Haven't seen him in a couple weeks, but I hope we have some good racing, and thank you, man. Thank you for putting this on.
Yeah, anytime. Well, I will let you go celebrate, and maybe we'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks, boss.
Yep, later.
See you.
So as Trevor burns it down once again, Trevor McManus in that dominant 28 Chevy brings home the win. Andrew Teft in second, Daniel Honeycutt third, Corey Crowell in fourth. Those were the guys on the lead lap. After that, it goes to Matthew Jarrett, Alex Teft, Lee Campbell, Dennis Kane, Damon Doolittle, and Jarrett Larder round out that top 10. Kirby Wayne Scott, Kinsley Smith, Aaron Marquise and David Davis round out the field. It was a heck of a race here at Nashville. From Nashville, we head to Bristol Motor Speedway for some little short track racing. So from all the drivers of the Racers Elite Xfinity Series and all of us here at Sim Racing Media, I want to say good night, and we will see you next week.